up, everyone? So I am doing your monthly forecast a little bit different this month. I'm off camera because I've been under the weather for a while, and actually these videos are extremely late, which I apologize for, but I had some Mercury retrograde technical difficulties, of course. Mercury retrograde is in my third house of communication and electronic devices, so when I recorded these videos previously, they recorded it with no audio, so I had to go back and redo everything. So once again, I apologize for the delay in these. And once again, don't forget to look at the videos for every sign of yours, your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. And also, I'm still having a sale through the end of December on all of my readings. Go to my website, which is indigomoon.astrology.com, and there's also a link below to that website, and there should be one on the little I button up above as well, to where you can go order a discounted reading. That's only a temporary discounted price, like I said, through the end of December. And in January, my rates will go up, so take advantage of that sale now, especially if you would like to buy a gift for a loved one, the gift of a reading of their astrology chart. It makes an excellent gift. And also, if you would like a 2017 personal forecast for yourself, those are selling right now too, as well as a 6-month forecast for the first 6 months of 2017. So once again, go to my website, indigomoonastrology.com, and stay tuned for your December 2016 forecast. All right, my Cappy friends. So the board is back, and this time around, it's a little bit more clear because I got a better camera, better lighting, so that way you guys can see everything a lot better. Here, let me adjust this actually for you. And this is you. This is Capricorn. This is the first house. So hopefully you guys can see that very clearly. So I apologize for the delay with these videos. I did record horoscopes for December, and it turned out I recorded them with no audio. So thank Mercury retrograde for that. But I've got that fixed now, and also I'm a little bit under the weather. You can probably hear it in my voice, so I apologize for that as well. But let's see what's going on for you guys this month. It's a really important month for all signs, but for you, because a lot of energy is happening. Some energy is happening in your sign. So speaking of that, first of all, Mercury is in the sign of Capricorn this month. It entered there on the 3rd, and Mercury is actually going to be in its retrograde motion this whole... Ooh, see there? He's already jumping around doing crazy stuff. Mercury is in shadow period at the beginning of the month, and that means he's slowing down and preparing to go backwards, which is a Mercury retrograde, and that happens on the 19th. But before that, all of the stuff that happens during a Mercury retrograde, all the mishaps, miscommunications, going back over things, can still happen when Mercury's in its shadow period. Okay, so don't let anybody tell you that just because it's not the 19th or after of the month, that Mercury is not, the retrograde Mercury, symptoms, consequences or whatever, are not happening. See, Mercury retrograde in your sign is like really messing me up right now. But anyway, don't let anybody tell you, oh, it's not happening. No, you still need to prepare, especially because this is in your sign. I mean, you really need to work extra hard to make sure you are communicating effectively, to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row when it comes to traveling, like even just by car to go to work. You need to make sure that everything's tuned up, your electronic devices, miscommunication with people. I mean, all of that stuff in general with Mercury retrograde is happening from the beginning of the month through the end of the month, okay? But yes, on the 19th is when it spins backwards, and that's when things will intensify, okay? Traffic will get worse, all that fun stuff, right, Cappy? So anyway, Mercury in your sign, in the sign of Capricorn. Mercury is also the energy of like where we will be mentally very busy, okay? And that can lead to us being physically very busy as well, because your mind is so active and moving around so much. So whenever Mercury's in your sign, that's exactly what happens. You're going to be have so much mental agility. Like, you're going to be bouncing around, you're going to be wanting to talk a lot more, communicate a lot more. People may be like hitting you up a lot more, social media, on your phone. Just a lot more communication is going to go on. But remember, the retrograde means be careful with reading the fine print on contracts and so on and so forth. Now, on the 8th of the month, Venus moves into Aquarius. So, Venus rules how we enjoy ourselves in life and in relationships. So, Venus in Aquarius, that's your second house of how you earn your money. So, if any of my Cappies are trying to find a new way to earn money, which is find a new job or find a second job, find like a side hustle or something like that, this energy is very beneficial for you, okay? It can bring more money because Venus rules the material world and material wealth and stuff like that. So the second house rules the same thing. So it's an enhancement of that energy for you. So really good time for earning some more money. On the 14th, we have a full moon in the sign of Gemini. And full moons are when the sun and moon are opposing one another. They bring a tension to a situation that leads to a final decision, a breakthrough, some sort of change that needs to happen. And this is, like I said, when the sun and moon are opposing one another. So the moon in Gemini is happening in your 6th house of the work environment. And the sun on the opposite end is in Sagittarius, your 12th house of relaxing, releasing, and letting go and escaping the world, escaping the constraints of time. So let me just speak on the sun and Sag here really quick, because the sun will be there until the 21st. My Capricorns are very hardworking people, generally speaking about your sign, okay? But while the sun is here, you can feel like, Capricorn, you guys are ruled by the planet Saturn. Saturn is also another representation of time, father time, clocking and calculating time. Capricorn energy, generally speaking about you guys, unless you were born in the Neptune and Capricorn generation, which is a whole other video, you guys really care about time management, time not being wasted, time. If you're a boss, you're probably a stickler for time, okay? Really clocking people with the time that they use or don't use at work. But when the sun is here in this house, the 12th house of dissolvement of boundaries, dissolvement of constraints and restraints, including the restraints of time, you guys may not feel as like Saturnian, shall we say, when it comes to time. You may feel like being on your own time. You may lose track of time. You may just feel like, I need to relax for once because I work so freaking hard. And I don't want anybody to bother me about time right now, okay? So that is the sun here in the 12th house. Now, when this full moon happens, it's the 6th house of work and being meticulous about numbers, time, work, all that stuff, opposing the 12th house of not worrying about any of that mess, okay? So what that means for you is a breakthrough here. Maybe this is also the house of health, so maybe there's a health issue that comes up that tells you, look, you need to relax, Capricorn, not work so extremely hard. Maybe you get a change in your work environment or your work duties that kind of relieves you from such hard work to maybe where you can have some time to yourself to relax. Those are just a couple scenarios that can happen with the full moon on the 14th. Now on the 20th, we have Mars, the planet of action, taking action, taking initiative, getting things done. And on the negative side, it can be impatience and aggression. Mars was in Aquarius in your 2nd house for the majority of the month since November. That means working very, very hard towards earning money. And for some, it can have been spending a lot of money, because Mars can be a reckless energy on a negative side. And in the 2nd house of money and material stuff, ooh, some Cappies could have been reckless with them credit cards, boy. But now, It moves from Aquarius to Pisces. Pisces is your third house of communication and going day-to-day places, like to run errands, just going throughout your city to do stuff. And it's also your siblings too. So a couple scenarios with Mars here in Pisces. Mars could give you more drive to drive, literally, to like drive around running errands. You may find a lot more errands that need to be ran. They may find you, okay? And also, Mars can cause some conflicts within like your smaller circles of people, you know. And I mean, Cappies normally have like a small circle of people anyway, but I mean like your siblings. So some conflict can come up here, so just be mindful of that. Cousins, maybe even co-workers. I've seen Mars in the third have conflict come up even with co-workers or teammates if you're on a team of some sort of any kind. So just be very careful with this Mars in the third energy. But generally speaking, for you guys, it's going to keep you very busy and active, because the third house is a house of the mind, and Mars is like a lot of energy, okay? So your mind is going to be super active with Mars being here and Mercury being in your sign. Oh my gosh. Listen, Cappies, you guys like to be on point with your work, and you know, you're very meticulous about that stuff. You're very slow and steady and detailed. But this month is going to be a little bit harder for you to be that way. So you need to make sure that you're slowing down, because your mind's going to be whizzing all over the place. Some of you guys may be able to maintain multitasking and stuff like that, especially if you're a Capricorn with the Gemini moon in your birth chart, okay, or Mercury in Gemini or something. You can may be able to manage a whole bunch of tasks, but generally for you guys, it's going to be hard to maintain multitasking and doing a lot of different things without leaving stuff unfinished and incomplete. So it'll just be a little bit harder for that this month. Just keep that in mind. So on the 21st, we have the sun moving from Sagittarius in your 12th house into Cappy, your sign. Happy birthday to my Cappies born in December. This is going to be a very transformative time for you. Lots of manifestations, and I wish you guys the best. Anyway, sun in your sign, time to shine, right? You got Mercury retrograde in your sign, causing some confusion and stuff like that, but the sun will kind of shine a little bit of a brighter light on situations that have to do with you, your appearance, your life path, your career, your place in the world, how people know you, all that stuff, okay? So the sun is shining on you, Capricorn. Use that to your advantage to get people's attention in positive ways. Now, on the 25th, we have an important aspect happening. We have Saturn here in Sagittarius in your 12th house of release, relax, let go. And it's making a trine aspect, which is positive, to Uranus down here in Aries in your 4th house of the home and the family life. So rest, relaxation, home, and family. Big changes happening there. Maybe you guys are moving with Uranus in your sign. A lot of my Capricorns have moved so many times. I feel bad for some of you guys because Cappy likes to be very stable, okay? And stable in a home. Capricorn rules structures. So you guys have had things happen, some of you, to where it made you have to move, switch residences. It's like, it could be uncomfortable, you know? So I wish you guys the best when it comes to your home, but maybe some positive changes can happen because this is a positive aspect, okay? Saturn solidifies, so it's sending a solid, solidifying, aspect to Uranus down here. Uranus is normally like really crazy, zany energy, zaps you unexpectedly in life in certain areas during certain times, brings breakthroughs and changes. So there can be some breakthrough and change when it comes to home and family, and especially because also on the 27th we have Jupiter and Libra in your 10th house of career opposing Uranus and Aries, which is in your home and family life. Jupiter here wants you to expand as far as career, okay? So some of my Capricorns are really working hard at that. And then this full moon that happened can bring a change in work environment. That could mean even a change of where you work. And then Venus here in Aquarius has to do with money, how you're earning your money. So we've got how you earn your money, your workplace and work environment, and your career all being highlighted this month. To me, that spells out a lot of Capricorns finding new jobs or being promoted, or just finding better ways to hold a better position within your company wherever you do work. So this opposition here will challenge one another, though. Maybe you get a brand new job that pays so well that now you could buy a brand new house. So maybe you'll have to move again for a good reason, or maybe this job is so bomb that like you move because you want to move closer to your new company and establish a really great position there. So those are just a couple scenarios that can happen with that transit, but definitely expect new changes on the horizon with home and family life and career, especially because Uranus is going to go direct on the 29th. That means he's been retrograde for a while, and now he's going to start moving forward. That means any plans that you have to make some drastic changes, some breakthroughs when it comes to your home life are going to be able to move forward after that. Now, also on the 29th, we have a new moon happening in your sign in Cappy. That means Mama Moon and Father Sun are coming together to birth a brand new baby. Not literally a baby. For some of you, it might be, but not all of you. It can mean a new beginning for you anywhere in life. I mean, because it's your sign. And the first house, not only does it rule your appearance and your body, it's also your life path, how you identify yourself, the I am. So you can identify yourself as, by based on your relationship status, you based on what kind of career you have, what your title is that you hold. All of that I am, anything that makes you feel like I am this, you define yourself as this. New changes on the horizon with the new moon in Capricorn at the end of the month. Now, lastly, I wanted to talk to you guys about something here. We've got Mars and Neptune coming together in the sign of Pisces on the 31st. Now, on the 31st of December, in general, that's where in the Western world we celebrate New Year's Eve, okay? The Gregorian calendar New Year. And a lot of times what people do is, on a negative side, I'm just being honest and real, okay? I'm not, oh my God, you're so negative. No, I'm being real, like, because I like to give warnings to people ahead of time about stuff that can potentially happen to protect people. I'm a Scorpio rising. I'm super protective, and sometimes that can mean I gotta be brutally honest. So Mars and Neptune together. Like I said, generally speaking about New Year's Eve in the West, a lot of times what people do, they get intoxicated, they get under the influence of something. They go out, they drive around, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year. They'll kiss like a random stranger. Sometimes people will shoot guns in the air, and bullets can land on people. I mean, people can be hurt. There's a lot of crazy stuff that happens on New Year's Eve. And because of that, I mean, that happens a lot anyway. But Mars coming into contact with Neptune. So Mars is action, and Neptune is dissolvement, but it's also confusion. It's also disillusion. What else is it? It's being under the influence of substances and negative escapism from reality through substances, okay? So if people's action is combined with that, what do you think that means? There's going to be a lot more of that on that day. People taking actions that are reckless and irresponsible and not really paying attention to what the consequences can be. Now, Capricorn energy generally is very responsible. So you probably won't feel like participating in any shenanigans unless you have a lot of other energy in your chart besides Capricorn that's all about party, party, woo, woo. But let me just tell you, you need to watch yourself around other people. Everybody does, because some people are going to be like super uber reckless, like idiotically, sloppily drunk. Some people may be driving like that. And for you guys, this is your third house. This is the house of traveling short distances. So you guys need to make sure you are sharp enough on that day to drive, because you guys may be more likely, more probable than some other signs to like get into accidents and stuff like that. Now, I'm not trying to scare you to say every Capricorn is going to get into a car accident. I'm just letting you know you may be more prone to that than others. Watch your actions, okay? Watch for being confused and lost. I mean, the worst that can happen, I mean, like, that's the worst that can happen. Maybe it could be something, it's just like you're driving that day and you get lost. I mean, because Neptune makes Mars lose its direction. So that's something else that can happen. Or since this is a house of movement, that can be a great day to go out dancing safely and enjoy some great dancing. Like some Capricorns that are dancers, I'm sure you'll have like some of your best come out that night. So that wraps it up, Capricorn. I hope you guys have an excellent birthday, an excellent month, excellent new year, and take care of yourselves. Once again, I apologize for the delay in the videos. And won't you join me next month in January, where I will have not only your January horoscopes, but I'll have the yearly forecasts too, sometime in January. And yeah, take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys next month, next year, and peace.